Today is Monday, May 20th, and it's about 11 o'clock in the morning, and we had horrible winds yesterday. This week we're supposed to get just into the low 70s for the highs, and we're supposed to have a windy day tomorrow. It's breezy today, but not quite so bad, so I'm going to take this opportunity to do a garden diary. Yesterday I did a thing where I took a video each hour of the day trying to figure out where my sun and my shade were, and I don't know why that tomato plant's even doing well. It gets maybe a couple hours of sun and that's it. So it's amazing that that tomato plant does that well. I'm probably going to move that tomato plant. I bought some plants, some berries and stuff from a Baker Creek, so I'll show those when we get to them. I've got to find a place for all of them. That's kind of why I'm doing a study of my yard, just to try to figure out where's the best place to plant some of this stuff. Oh, it's only got flowers on the bottom. One of the cool things, and my husband noticed it, not me, is that the agapanthus have blooms on them. This one back here is going to bloom. Now, typically, when they were first planted, we didn't get blooms until late, like mid-July or early July. So that's kind of interesting to see that they're getting ready to have a bloom on that. Here's the wave petunias that we planted. They've kind of gone. My husband's feeding this plant certain things as bougainvillea because it's not looking well. I went around the fountain. I know in some of my videos I keep calling this the bridge, but I went around the fountain and took out a lot of the dead armeria blooms. Jasmine is still blooming and growing. It's interesting to see that even just a year ago, this jasmine was only up to like here, and now it's all the way up there. Here's some of the seeds that I planted in this barrel. Oleander up there. I want more oleanders. They stay green year round. They bloom year round. They went through some kind of disease back when we were originally landscaping, and so we didn't put oleanders in for that reason, but I sure wanted them. Oh, I'll show these are the berries that we got from Baker Creek. I put them in little pots. I've got aronia to replace one of the ones that died from Tractor Supply, and then I got goji berries and some pink lemonade blueberries. These are our propagations. oops. These are some wave seeds, wave petunia seeds we had, although these aren't. These are propagations as well. These are propagations. This is a red lantana that's made it. This is Mexican primrose. This is a plant I picked out of the garden. I don't know what it is. And I've got some tomatoes. That's a lantana. I've got some calibrachoa. I don't know what this was. That was my Mickey Mouse plant. And then I've got these tomato plants that were sprouting up all over the garden, and I've got to find homes for all of those. I planted some seeds over in here, pollinating seeds, because for some reason we've lost our bees. We had tons of bees when we first had the rosemary blooming, and now they've gone on to other places. There's my lily. Got some other lilies that are gonna bloom. And then this is the neat thing. This is agapanthus, blooms back there. It's amazing. There's one. There's a little one over there. I would have thought that they would have been shocked this year and not grown, but surprise, surprise. I think that's a tomato or a marigold growing in there. This is doing well. This was some that I transplanted from the front, or propagated from the front yard. Got some zinnias there. These are the zinnias. They're coming in. I don't have anything in that pot back here yet. These were impatiens seeds. These are bulbs, although there's some green in here, but these are bulbs, lily of the valley, that we planted in there. In fact, these need to come up. These are not part of it. In this one I have a hosta, and I have a hosta in this one. It's this little thing here, and this one, it's right here. I have some other bulbs I need to get planted too. And then these pots are kind of sitting here. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do them. This back here, I think what I found is that it gets more sun than I thought, even though every time I seem to look back here, it's in shade. But it really gets more sun than I was thinking it did. So it was good to kind of look at my yard that way. Oh my gosh. I trimmed these Indian hawthorn bushes a little bit. Oh, look at, there's a cucumber. There's tomatoes coming in. There's cucumbers back here as well. Oh, right there. I know there's some more. This bed is where I'm going to be planting my tomato plants, but I want to wait until I've tried to pull these seeds, but they're not ready yet. Here's the garden where I planted I ate a radish the other day. There's zucchini and everything in here. I might wrap this, make sure that it's supposed to be even windier tomorrow. If anything ever came up in here. This is my oregano. The thyme looks like it's bouncing back a little bit. This plant looks healthy. It's got some zucchini in there. We have a banana pepper. Big one already. The last video I did too, I showed that we had broken a pipe and my husband got that fixed. That was quite a feat. It's always worse when you have to try to patch things. This tomato plant looks like it's doing pretty well. It was one of the biggest ones I had. Got some more strawberries. These are my Paul Robeson and Purple Russian tomatoes. And I'm just going to show the fruit back in there. There's quite a bit of fruit. These are my, no, those are, I think those are Paul Robeson. And then these are my cherry tomatoes. So, it won't be long and I'll be having some tomatoes. Some zucchini, yellow zucchini. My husband, I've had aphids all over this. You can see them. My husband's been trying to spray them down with water to get rid of them. I haven't harvested any fennel yet. I think the one to harvest is this one back in there, or maybe that one. So we'll see. This is cilantro that's gone to seed. I'm gonna really plant a lot of cilantro. I know I've said that before. Some of these look worse for wear because of the wind. It's just no way to protect them. This was a propagation from the front yard, all of these. This moss rose came out of the rocks. And then that zucchini perks up, then it goes limp, then it perks up. We've looked for what might be the cause of it and haven't figured anything out yet. These are the okra, zinnias, in that pot. And then the thing I did get done last week was painting my raised bed here. And my husband's working. We're gonna staple this back and put more dirt in it, and then it'll be ready to go. Things, oh, here's the peppers that I cut this plant back and now it seems to be doing better. And I don't know if I talked about this, but it was drooping and it looks like it was just lacking some water. We went through and replaced some of the drip, whatever they call those little heads, with some ones that were less, just to keep the water from going all over the concrete. And this one we probably cut back too much, so I think he put a new one on there, and now we've got more. Those chard, I didn't talk about those either. I transplanted them from that bed that I painted red. So these are all transplants. And I thought, oh, they're not going to make it over here because there's no sun, but there really is. So I'm looking forward to planting this out now that I've seen that there's more sun to it than I gave it credit for. See all the tomatoes in here. Hopefully the next time I do this, there'll be something in all of these pots, because I do have those petunias that I want to pull out of the smaller pots over here and get them planted, because they should all be hardened off by now. So that's my plans. Get all the stuff planted that I've got sitting over here. Plus we have some in the house under lights that will be moving out to be hardened off. So anyway, well, maybe I'll show this over here and it'll get picked up as a thumbnail. I just love this. These are called denim waves. And I wouldn't have thought they would have been this color, but I love them. That's a new mixed petunia, not a wave. And this one is yellowing. We don't know why. I cut it back some. I love this. Petunia is doing well too, but it needs to probably be cut. That's my garden diary.